I request Ms. Veena from the Faculty of Biotech to lead us into Lord's Dance. Please rise.
Please join in the prayer. Dear Lord, we seek your guidance and strength as we navigate the challenges of academia. Help us build resilience in the face of uncertainty and change. May your presence bring calm and clarity in our hearts. Give us courage to take risks and step out of our comfort zones. Help us support one another in our academic journeys. Guide us towards growth, learning, and success. May you bless us with peace, and may your love and peace surround us always. Amen. Please be seated.
I now request Mrs. Sulha to introduce our guest speaker.
Dr. Swati is the head Department of Psychology, Usmania University, Hyderabad. Assistant Director, UGC HRDC, Usmania University. Coordinator for Entrepreneur Development Cell. OU former Chairperson, Board of Studies, Department of Psychology, and former Joint Director, Center for Women's Studies, OU. She is a practicing counseling psychologist. Ma'am had more than 15 years of teaching experience in UG, PG, MPhil, and PhD courses in psychology. Under Madam's research supervision, many students were awarded MPhil, 3 students were awarded PhD, and many more enrolled for PhD guidance. Madam is a trainer, psychology at Judicial Academy, Police Academy, Forest Academy, Department of Animal Husbandry, Marichenna Reddy Human Resource Development Institute, Administrative Staff College of India, Geological Survey of India, Academic Staff College, OU, Academic Staff College, HCU, NPTER, Hyderabad and Chennai, Given University Faculty Development Program, Engineering Colleges Faculty Development Program, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. She plays a vital role in preparation of courseware, distance education at IIGNU, Usmania University, BRA-OU, HCU for both UG and PG courses. Her major contributions include preparation of audio-visual material, IFLU, in MOD courses 2016 till date, e-learning programs, UGC nationwide classroom programs for psychology. Dr. Swati has participated as resource person through electronic media at ETV2, NTV, TV5, TV9, TV1, Vanita TV, Maha TV, and ABN Andrajyoti on various psychological programs. She has number of articles published in various research journals. Many books were published by the Telugu Academy, Hyderabad. Dr. Swati presented papers in various national and international conferences. Litilka Degree College warmly welcomes you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Dr. Swati to please take over the session.
So good afternoon to everyone. So I can see the commitment. In the morning you are taking classes and afternoon as good students, you are trying to orient yourself with regard to various subjects, right? So I really thank the management and the staff who has considered me to give one session related to academic resilience. In fact, is it like this session is needed for the teachers? Whenever we speak on resilience, probably we try to orient the students on how they have to build the resilience, right? So is it really necessary for the teachers to have this session? Yes? Right. when did you really felt that you have to be really resilient, both personally and professionally? How recent? Probably last 5 years, did you ever felt like I need to be very resilient? No? Yes? Okay. We'll try to have the discussion related to that. But what is this resilience as such? Why we need to speak about this particular topic? What is the reason? Okay. Is there any uncertainty in the life? Yes. With regard to what? With regard to everything? Okay. How many of you felt uncertainty with regard to professional careers? Not really. So you're okay with whatever position you have now, or you want to really think about how you have to professionally grow within the same institute also, right? Any uncertainty at the personal front? Yes, probably number of issues, right? So you wanted to have a clarity. Sometimes you have a positive orientation. Sometimes you feel like probably I need to give it up. Things are not moving, right? So because there is a lot of uncertainty in the life with regard to various things, we have to speak or we have to pick up the skill of resilience. In fact, when we speak about life skills that have to be taught to the students, it is not only the life skills that are essential for the students, even for us at our age, also, life skills are very much important. And
It's not, no, it is working on, so in case you like to address in that.
so, when we say life skills, you are able to hear. What are the different life skills that we also require? It is not just for the students. Like as an individual, we need to grow, right? We need to be successful in various things. So, what are the life skills that we think that we need to inculcate among ourselves? Don't think about right and wrong. There should not be any uncertainty. It's only a discussion. We are not grading or we are not analyzing, right? So, any life skills which you felt that you still have to improve? Communication with the students. Obviously, like interactions itself, like it will vary. How you speak with your in-laws, how you speak with your husband, how you speak with your children, how you speak with your close friends, right? Similarly, like and professionally also, the way you have to talk to your colleagues, to your higher-ups, and to your students, it varies. So communication skills is one important life skill. Any other skills which you felt you need to improve, or you already have? No? Why hesitate to talk? You talk and talk with students, right? So, nothing to worry, there are no right and wrong answers, it's only a discussion forum. So, men at the back, each one of you is looking at each other. Anything that you feel like, I need to improve or already I have this skill? Stress management? Are you good at managing the stress? No. That is inevitable, right? Time management? Yes and no. Like sometimes yes, sometimes no. Then resilience. Resilience is also a life skill. In fact, WHO and UNESCO have appreciated resilience as one of the importance which we need to teach to the students and which we have to integrate within our personality also, right? The reason is because life is not always predictable. Situations are not always predictable. We feel like everything is going smooth and suddenly there is a pandemic, right? So we can see like only resilient people have survived the tragedy, survived the depression. Because many families lost the family members, not more than one family member. In fact, the small kids lost their parents, parents lost the kids. So there are a number of families, but though at that moment it was a tragedy to them, but still they are surviving. They are moving ahead. The reason is they have that resilient personalities, right? So resilience is important not only at the individual level but also at the professional level. How many of you are in the comfort zone? So happily we had had the lunch, even principal treated me now happy, even I feel like sleeping, right? Comfort zone, everyone prefers. But why we hesitate to come out of the comfort zone? Suppose like all of you are doing the regular work. Suddenly one day I say like I'll give you some position. Please accept it and do your responsibilities. Take up the responsibilities. How many of you are eagerly willing to take up the new responsibilities apart from your teaching? Assuming that it's not a course, I'm giving you voluntary. So there is no action. How many of you willing to take up the additional responsibilities? So we assume like if it is helpful to us, but say that it is not guaranteed anything, probably not immediately. It might help you, it might not help you. How many of you come out of the comfort zone? Or suddenly I say like from tomorrow onwards you have to take up the vice principalship and additional responsibilities. How many of you will be coming forward? Only one hand is here. Only one 80% is saying that. Conditions applies, right? So why we hesitate to come out of the comfort zone? Because so many questions like, okay, what are those additional responsibilities? Apart from being vice principal, should I also take the as many classes as I'm taking now? Is there any additional payment? How long I have to stay? Should I stay extra time after the college class? All these doubts will be there. So comfort zone. Generally, we don't want to take any additional responsibilities, additional risks, more than the responsibilities, additional risks, right? But if you are in the comfort zone, we'll be like this. The same status quo, right? Somewhere we have to try new things. But why we don't try new things? Okay. I think all of you were using technology even before the pandemic. But after the pandemic, I think all of you became more strongly using the technology, more equipped with the technology, right? But the initial days of the pandemic, when you have to take online classes through Google Meet or Zoom or Microsoft, WebEx, we have learned all these things, right? Initial days, little hesitant. Can I take the online class, how to operate, or probably some of you might have taken the kids' help also because they are more quick in learning, right? That fear will be there. Why we don't come out of the comfort zone is because of the fear, whether we are capable of doing certain things. It could be handling additional responsibilities, handling administrative positions, or it could be anything else. How many of you have the stage fear here? Stage fear. Nobody. Good. But someone raised their hand? No. Even if we take people like who says like I have the stage fear, 90% of the people who say I have a stage fear, they never experience the stage. It's only a fear within them, right? Probably I cannot speak in front of the group. Okay, or if I commit the mistakes, how the people would respond, how my friends would tease me. So with all these negative assumptions, not only with regard to the stage performance, anything, we don't come forward to take up the new things, okay, to try new things. So the fear is helping us not to come out of the comfort zone. But once you come out of the comfort zone, once you experience the fear, what exactly the fear? Is it really a neurotic fear or a realistic fear? Suppose like if you are sitting here and then suddenly someone says that I feel like the ceiling may fall down. Is it realistic? No. But suppose there is some crack. When you look at that, you may feel like it might fall on me. That's a realistic, right? Most of the fears are also neurotic. They never happen. But we think a lot about it, negatively. And then we start worrying, right? So if you experience whatever the fear, obviously you can overcome that fear. So the next step is, once you come out of the fear, the learning zone. How were you on the first day of your teaching, whether it is in this college or some other college? Are you the same person now? Probably now we have become professionals, right? But the first day, suppose like the first day you were very nervous or you might not have performed well. The students might have laughed or might have given. If you have stopped there, you wouldn't have moved, right? But whatever the nervousness. How you cope with it? You work on it. You might have developed a positive thinking. You might have developed certain skills in delivering the classes, right? So obviously, the learning zone. Once we handle the fear, we move on. We step into the learning zone. So what are the new things that you have learned in this 5 years or 10 years, whatever your experiences? Any new things as a teacher that you have learned? Yeah. And everyone is nodding their head. Yeah. Use of technology is one, right? Updating your knowledge, right? Anything else?
Practical skills.
Practical skills. Or in the initial days, probably when you are interacting with the other colleagues, you might have become very emotional. If something happens, okay, some discussion happens, or if some criticism has been made against you, but now you know how to handle it. Where you have to be sensitive, where you can ignore the things, right? So all those things you have picked up. So once you have been into the learning zone, the next step will be the growth zone. So 5 years from now, how do you want to see yourself? How do you want to see yourself?
More knowledgeable, more wise.
More knowledgeable, more wise. Okay. Anyone pursuing PhD? Or anyone completed?
Yes.
Yeah. About to? Already completed. Okay, about to complete. So already enrolled? Enrolled. So it's nice, like 5 years from now, if you are getting your doctorates, that's the growth zone. Already those who have probably more of postdoctoral or more of the research papers, right? So from where you are standing 5 years from now, if you are able to see any change, any upward hierarchy in your career, that can be considered as a growth. So if everything is smooth, definitely you will be moving towards the growth. But you wanted to enroll for PhD for some reason or the other, you are not able to get the seat, or you are missing the date, or even if you have written the entrance, attended the interview, the last minute you are not able to get. So those hurdles, obstacles will be there. How do you feel? How do you feel? A little bit of sadness, disappointment. In extreme cases, probably other things are also not happening in your life, moving forward in your life. Obviously, that leads to the depression. So the moment people are into extreme sadness or extreme depression, people tend to give it up. Right? So either they leave the work or they start thinking about themselves in a very with a low self-esteem, low self-worth, and the way they walk. You can see like a person who is into the extreme sadness or who has given up, who is extreme disappointment, their body language itself speaks a lot, even before they utter something, even if they are not sharing anything, right? So certain obstacles might be there as you are moving into the from the comfort zone to the growth zone. But how do you have to handle it? To handle such adversities, you need to develop the resilience. And why we have taken up the academic resilience is because of the professional situations. So what is the academic resilience? Ability to adapt, persist, and also thrive. Not only adapting, not only continuing your work, but also you are really enjoying whatever work you are doing. How many of you have come to this teaching out of passion, not out of chance? Okay. Others couldn't raise the hand. You tried all the other jobs because you couldn't get. You have accepted this. But there are some people where, though it was not their passion, but once they are into the teaching, they started developing their passion. So it should be the other way also, right? If it is not out of passion, even out of chance you have entered, if you are really liking your profession, obviously like any kind of an difficult situation, you will be able to adapt to it. So what are the difficulties that you experience in your profession? In general. Don't worry, like all this will be listed to the principal. It's only for your discussion, okay? What are the general difficult situations that you feel like you will be generally trying to or facing the difficulty to adapt? Initially to handle the students. Not only initially, I think even now, every batch is a new batch, right? Sometimes we feel like the passed out batch is much dynamic, much better compared to the existing batch. Yeah. So obviously the students' behavior, the students' engagement in the class, all these things are changing because of various other social factors, right? When we are students, probably not much of the technology, but now everything is in the technology. That's easily that can distract the students. Obviously, making the students engaged in the class is very difficult, especially after the pandemic, right? Okay. Any other thing which you felt is difficult?
Textbooks, but students don't read textbooks.
Right.
So, basically, when you do accounting and all, it becomes very difficult
Make them understand.
to understand also. If they don't have the proper mind, they will not do it.
Unfortunately, the current generation students, they are only reading, upskilling with PDFs and PPTs, right? But still, as teachers, wherever it is possible, we have to motivate them. We have to make them read, give them like some book for the readers, ask them to review some chapter and present it to the seminars. I think in some way or the other, we have to push that reading habit. Okay, that is one important thing. Where theoretically, true. Like which paper that will be, for example. Yeah. So you have to give lots of examples from the real life situations, some role plays. I mean, this is the situation, the difficult situation for the teacher as to how to make the students engage in the class, right? So some role plays, some cases which you see in the newspapers. So all those things have to be, you have to tell them extra effort, you have to go an extra mile to make them get engaged. So it's, teaching is not an easy task. Teaching is a very difficult but very interesting task also, right? So then, whenever there is any crisis, like any natural disasters, like pandemics, or any other social situations, right? That is also very difficult for the teachers as to how they have to complete the syllabus, make the students understand, and also see that you are happy and they are happy, right? Any other example which difficult situation you face?
They want to see the YouTube channels. They are giving the speed fast. Multiplication to hours for the same time.
So everything like a fast mode.
I like buying cookies and expense and everything from China.
Absolutely. I think even in the recent newspaper also you might have seen children of primary school. They were asked to do some project, a basic class, something like that. All those projects came up very well, beyond their knowledge, beyond their thinking. So when they got it out and checked with each student, every student happily depended on the chat GPT. So what is that is happening? That is killing the creativity, right? If you and me are using the chat GPT, we have seen, we have used our own English, we have learned the English, or making of sentences, everything. So at this stage, we are using the chat GPT, still that is fine. But where they have to have the foundation, at that particular moment itself, if they are completely depending on the chat GPT, obviously that kills the natural skills of learning, right? So that is one thing we have to see to what extent immediately cut them if you know that they are using the chat GPT for all their projects or for whatever works. Like acknowledge those students who didn't use the chat GPT or AI. So in that way, I think at least for the classroom situations, they anyway once they are into the office, that is employment, they might be depending on them. But at least as students from the actual student. So technology is another best we can make the students engaged with the work. So when this resilience is there, obviously that will contribute to your well-being and also your professional literacy. How many times you felt like very dull or disappointed by going home at the end of the day? Or whatever you do, every day. Okay. So seriously we have to do. Why you are exhausted physically or mentally? What is the last strength? What is the last strength? 60. So all 60 are there in the classroom. About 50. 50. Okay. 50 is also a good number, right? So what is the emotional exhaustion? Because they don't listen to the teachers. They disturb each other. continuously like teaching, right? Next is like this. So resilience, ability to bounce from setbacks. Any kind of a setback. Okay, pandemic is one setback where we could come out of it successfully as teachers, right? Any other setbacks? Health crisis sometimes. You may not be able to spend time. If you are on sick leave and then coming back, within that limited number of hours you have completed all the syllabus, but still you would do it, right? And a resilience will maintain the motivation challenges. What is the recent challenge that you have taken? You could happily complete it successfully. I think that all of you contributed to the NAC work. Okay, working for the NAC, it always demotivates. Too much of paperwork, sometimes doing the same work again and again, apart from your regular classes, right? But still, once you got the accreditation, again, the relief. So you have to motivate yourself, right? Sometimes for your department, sometimes for the college. Then ability to change and also accept the uncertainty. But when life is unpredictable, situations in life are also sometimes uncertain. But when you have this kind of a resilience within you, definitely it is easy for you to handle the situation. Yes. Yeah. Why it matters? Why we need to develop this academic resilience? First thing is changing policies. What are those changing policies? I'm not speaking about political policies. Sometimes political policies also hamper or disturb us. What are the changing policies? For example, recently Higher Education Council suddenly gave a different structure for the degree. And now they wanted, I don't know, we are also unhappy about this. They wanted project in the second semester. How can the project happen in the second semester? So everyone is frustrated with it, everyone is not ready to accept it. Deliberations are happening, but they are not listening. So, 20 about language also, a lot of discussion happened. Okay, almost a big fight happened between the university teachers and the higher education to make them like retain those 20 credits of the language. Then administrative tasks. Some of you are into the administration. Like you can be the HOD or you can be the BOS member of the university, right? Any other administrative tasks. I think some programs are also happening. Some of you are part of it. Additional tasks. Okay. Any constant pressure? What are the constant pressures on your head? Completion of several studies, something, right? And this earlier there was only annual system, no internals, years back. But now we have internals, 2 internals. Okay, these are the continuous pressure. I think I just heard from Principal Madam, like just the classes started and you have to conduct the internals, which is not possible, right? So these are certain pressures from higher ups. Then diverse student needs. Is your class highly heterogeneous? Different cultures? Anyone, any foreign students? Luckily, right? Any northeastern state children? Yes. So obviously, like understanding the language, making them adapt to the classroom, to the friends, all these are like, right? You cannot just complete the syllabus and do, or you cannot just teach the lesson and do. But as a teacher, you should also monitor all these things, right? Then student behavior. How is the student behavior in the class? One is engagement is less. They distract themselves, they disturb you. Any aggressive behaviors, hostile behaviors? So how do you handle punishment? So teacher's role is not just a teacher, but apart from various roles you are playing, like administrative tasks, administrative roles and other things, every teacher should also be a counselor. They should have those counseling, basic counseling skills also to see like how you can manage the students. You may not be a professional, but see that at least the disturbance in the class or the disturbed child in the class is not easily heard.
Moto ने finally launch कर दिया most power packed phone Moto G86 Power.
It is the segment's brightest one.
In this tutorial you will learn, here's how to input your information into the fields and click continue. You do need a phone number to create a new account. Here's how to sign in on the top. Click create an account. Input your information.
Otherwise, any
Application code.
even if you ask a nursery child, you can say,
నాది
don't
పాపది నాన్నగా
right? That is the word they use to their parents. But as I think nursery kids, we never use the terms, right? Burnout. How many of you are experiencing burnout already? Anyone more than 10 years of experience? So we are experiencing burnout. Sometimes you feel like going somewhere out of this particular total profession, relax somewhere in the woods, and then come back, right? So burnout is another thing. When you are experiencing extreme fatigue, extreme burnout, what do you do? What do you do? I think second Saturday is a holiday. No. So I think whenever you are experiencing extreme fatigue, extreme burnout, feel that where there is a gap of some vacation, at least for 1 day or 2 days, leave home, go somewhere, and then come back. So you have to rejuvenate yourself. No other way. Okay. If that is not possible, give yourself a time. Whatever your hobbies are, whatever your interesting things, sitting in your own room to do only those things. It is not possible to go out. So we have to see what are the coping strategies that we can use to reduce the burnout. Next, work-life balance, especially for women. How many of you are able to manage work and life? Trying. Still trying. Good. You are not giving up. So if you say like you have given up, you cannot maintain it, that's a problem. But it's good to hear that you are trying. So paying and giving more time to the work or to the life. So any complaints from your family members? Or that means you are giving time only to the work more, not to the personal things. So minimize daily time. Don't carry every day in the college workload. Whenever it is important, obviously we have to do, right? So work-life balance can improve if you can really be so resilient and well-being. How many times or in a week, how many times you feel you are something with somebody? As long as I am said to you, okay. How many times this headache you are not able to take the class? That shows the commitment. Yes. Come back. Job satisfaction. Moderate pace. Anyone who is not having the job satisfaction. No. Don't honestly but if you are not having job satisfaction, you cannot continue, right? So some level of job satisfaction might be there. How many of you said like, in spite of the difficult days, I improved as a teacher a lot in the last few years? It's nice. See, despite the adversities, despite the problems, despite the limitations, still you are enjoying, you are improving, right? Right. Any student outcomes, like any student has said, like, because of you, I could do this. Yes. So, a student may not know what you are undergoing, physically or psychologically, or what are the difficulties that you have in your personal life or in your professional life. But still, they are quoting you, they are thanking you, right? That means there is some output from your side, right? Then, if you are resilient, definitely you can manage your classroom. See, 100% no one can do that because dealing with 100 children, that is 50 children or 60 children, is not an easy task. Can you have the same patience with your own kid at home? Can you show the patience and you are showing the patience in the classroom, right? What is the difference? You take your kid for granted, right? You lose your patience. But when it comes to the classroom, you become more professional. You try to use all your skills, okay, to sustain your emotional regulation, right? first line. Emotional regulation. Who is good at managing your emotions? See, everyone gets anger. Everyone might be having disappointments. We are not saying there can be no individual who can say I never get angry. Please mind your level. Okay? But if you are able to manage, so emotional regulation. Very good. So it's nice like someone has observed your prayer. Next. So this is it's always nice to be identified by someone, right? Who is very optimistic in this group and with the growth mindset. Anything, any task, even if it is difficult, they think very positive. Okay, some of you are raising that. Hopeful, optimism, okay, fine. Are you working with a strong sense of purpose?
Yes.
What is your purpose? What is that? So, just like government schools, right? Government schools are always insisted there should not be any there should be zero behaviors. Okay. Support seeking behavior, do you seek support from your colleagues? Is it your access syllabus or anything? Or you can feel like, why should I ask them what they would think? Engages in reflective practice. Anyone who engages in reflective practice, what is reflective practice? Introspection. In the last one day, 1 week, or last one semester, what are the things which I shouldn't have done? Or what are the things that I can improve? Or how the same situation is repeated, I can handle it in a better way. Do you do that?
Yes.
If you are doing that, definitely you become more resilient. For one situation, you might be very oversensitive or you might be considering yourself as a failure. But because when you do this reflection, when a similar situation occurs, definitely you can handle it better, you become more resilient. Positive attitude, problem solving ability, any crisis managers here without getting panic.
Yes. Manila ma'am.
Oh, good. I think there are a number of qualities. Good. Perseverance and flexibility. See, you have to come to the same, even if you have a problematic student in the class, but still you try to see like how best you can manage the child, right? You don't do that. So that perseverance and flexibility in understanding the child, flexibility in perceiving the situation. Okay? If you give the punishment, if you insult the child in front of others, things will not work. So always you try to think in what better way you can handle the situation or that particular student, right? So perseverance and flexibility and positive relationships. So all of you have good solidarity, good oneness. See, certain disagreements will be there. In fact, like when there is more than one individual, there is a possibility for agreement and disagreement. But always disagreeing with each and everyone, no, right? So that has to be calculated. Then what factors influence your resilience? So optimism, emotional regulation, personal factors, support system. So do you have a support system here?
Yes.
It could be from the management, it could be from within you, okay? It could be from home, different support systems, right? Anyone, mentorship, anyone is mentoring you, you are mentors for your students. But for the teachers, any mentoring sessions, or any training programs, okay? Yeah, that can be there. College environment, that is the management, college management, their way of functioning, that also that can demotivate, that can motivate, both the things can be there. The culture of the college, that is the environment, organization culture, right? The culture of the environment, professional development, coping strategies, obviously like every day we learn some new coping strategies. If not every day, very frequently we learn the new coping strategies. So all these things together will definitely contribute to your academic resilience. So which of these stressors are more predominant in you? Heavy workloads. Is it how many hours of workload in a week? So do you feel normal or no? Okay,
Please, okay, only if these classes have.
additional responsibilities, obviously, right? Classroom management challenges. Is it really classroom management is very difficult? Sometimes certain things might happen, but that might not be because we are handling degree students, right? If it is a school, classroom management itself will become a major problem. Administrative demands, obviously, from the management, we have various things, right? It could be about hand, it could be about some confidence, it could be about anything, right? Lack of administrative support. I think private colleges may not have that problem always. Everything may not be provided by the administration. Then policy and curriculum changes. They'll say like this particular year some add-on course, next year they will move at some other thing. So curriculum changes always that irritates the teachers, right? We need to again address few of these. Then lack of resources might not be there, right? I think you might be having resource sufficient infrastructure, emotional labor. Emotional labor is I want to be very rude with the vice principal or principal because I was very angry in some situation. But you be like that, you try to manage it, right? You cannot be aggressive. Sometimes forget about aggressiveness. You want it to be assertive, but you will not be assertive. With your spouses, actually you throw the things, right? So emotional labor is what you want to express, you will hide it. And you try to be very courteous. Okay? Trying to maintain that professionalism. But every time you have to just, what to say, like, grinding your teeth inside, and then with a fake smile you are talking. How long you can sustain that? Okay? Suppose every day, every minute you are maintaining with your colleagues, with your principals, with your vice principals, with your HODs. Every day there is a situation, it's very difficult. That is difficult. Occasionally I can understand. Okay, anything can happen. Something principal will say, vice principal will say, come out will say, why all this now? There is no time, how did they expect us to do? That's a different thing. But every minute, every day, with your colleagues, with your HODs, or with your management, if you have to, if you feel something different, opposite, but you have to give a fake smile, that will affect in the long run. Physical and mental health of the people. Right? Then pressure to meet performance standards. Someone said, what is the purpose? Result. So performance standards probably are expected to complete the syllabus, to conduct some conferences, to give some research publications, all these things are the performance standards. Is there any pressure for the super index journals? Yes. So these are the expectations, right? Societal expectation is natural. So any small minor mistake from your side immediately they raise a issue. Working as a faculty and how can you behave like this, right? So or as a student, you are also expected to handle certain things. Okay, at home, whenever you are not able to attend any function, people immediately give a criticism, right? As if you are the only one who is working, you are not. So for women, these are additional expectations, right? Additional pressures. So the more of the stressors that you are experiencing, obviously, 40 to 50% attrition rate will be there in the college. That is, the teachers will be leaving. So is there such high percentage of attrition rate in your college? Don't know, right? For some genuine reason or probably a 10% of attrition rate might be there because of stressors, but not might be the for the other things. Then, if you are experiencing chronic stress, first that will impair your own memory. Okay, how many of you feel like because you are overwhelming with too many things, you are not able to remember general things, not about the subject. So, if you are too stressed, also you feel like I'm forgetting certain things. Okay. And that may cause again chronic stress, the physical and psychological fatigue, anxiety. How many of you are anxious? How many of you felt like earlier I was not like this?
never anxious, but of recent I'm becoming over anxious. What could be the reason? Certain things could be due to the age also. Menopause, these things also. Without your participation, you may be arousing that kind of anxiety. Other than that, other than the age factor, what other reasons could be behind your anxiety? Earlier it was not like this, but now you're slightly feeling anxious. It depends again at which lifespan development you are. Because for some of you, probably the children might be taking careers, okay, transition in their careers. You might be worried about their fees, their career, the financial aspect associated with the fee, college, all these things. So that also might have caused this kind of incidents, okay. So we cannot attribute one situation to the anxiety. You have to reflect upon and see what are the things that are happening at your personal level and at the professional level, and then you can see the actual factors. Then when you are experiencing high stress, the way you enter into the room, classroom, a demotivating phase, right? Or you might not be focusing on the content that you are displaying. Students also might be thinking, Madam, earlier she used to teach very better, but now what happened, like, not at all, really, the sessions are interesting. So sometimes they also might be experiencing this. Then, these are three circles. Circle of control, circle of influence, circle of concern, which will influence the way you are perceiving the situation. Circle of control. Everything we cannot control, but still, to some extent, we can exercise the control. What are those things on which you can exercise control? Anything that belongs to you, that is your own personality, you can control, right? You can control your feelings, you can control your emotions, you can control your aspirations, you can control your likes, dislikes, okay? So whatever is in your hand, you can exercise control over it. Circle of influence, on whom you can show the influence.
Family,
Students, okay? Friends. Okay? So, parent life, you can exercise the influence and then bring about the positive energy within the environment. Circle of concern over which you don't have the control. What is circle of control? These examples of natural disasters, pandemic. Like you thought like next week you would like to complete the syllabus, but suddenly like there is a cyclone, everything is closed. You cannot even take online classes. Your syllabus is like pending, but did you exercise any control over it? No. Or suddenly you fell sick, or some family member fell sick, and you exercise control over it, but that might have disturbed your whole lot of work. But still, without getting stressed up, how you are able to handle those situations? For that, you need to have that kind of a resilience. So research has shown that people, that is teachers with high resilience have more burnout rates, more job satisfaction, students' performance across the various aspects has improved, teacher performance has improved, and they were able to handle the stress better and stay longer in the profession without giving it up. Suppose like say the work-life balance is not happening, and if you are forced to choose either the work or the home, obviously if you have to leave the work, that means like somewhere you are not able to handle the work and life, right? So if you have that resilient attitude, not really getting into the pressure, but able to manage the things, you can balance the both. So how you can build academic resilience? These are in your hands. Self-care. How many of you give me time to yourself? What are the things that you can do? What is the other thing that you are doing for yourself?
I eat fruits.
Read books. Listen to the music. Someone raised you watch movies. Good. Hope no one is watching series. No one is watching TV series. Right? Someone raised their hand.
Sleep. Yeah, sleep is also, I think we are deprived of the sleep, right? Once the smartphones have come up, if you are able to have a proper sleep, that itself has become a luxury nowadays, right? So, the moment you find the time if you are sleeping, that is also good. I think good sleep will mean many things, whether it is emotional aspects or the physical aspects. Then, mindfulness, are you mindful? Without looking at yourself, what is the color of your earring? So I think I should ask this question. You're very conscious, mindful in getting this to me. In the morning, first thing, the moment you woke up, what is the first thing that you come up? Or who you spoke? The moment you open your eyes on the bed. Phone. Phone is the best friend, right? See, when we ourselves are saying phone, then naturally the adolescents, the kids, they will have a high addiction to this mobile addiction, right? So mindful, what is the thing, what is the breakfast that you have without much thought in the morning? So immediately you are able to say, because you, right? Then goal setting. Anyone without any goal, anyone in this room, not having any goal, unfortunately, whenever it is completing some of your drawings or listening or reading a book, it could be anything. Or even if you want to try some new dish this week, that can also be good. So easily you can browse through and then you can get into the new dish. Then stress management. So you are managing the stress or stress is managing the stress? Stress is managing the. So what can be done then? How can you manage the stress? If stress is managing the. First thing is, do you delegate the work at home to the people? Or you are doing everything, making the kids not to do anything? Depending upon the age, please delegate the work, including the spouse. Are you helping your spouses? Really? I cannot ask you, I should ask them. Happily they are not asking. Nice. Yeah, time management. Yes. I think for anyone, whether it is President of India or President of US or Prime Minister of India, same 24 hours. When they are handling so many other stresses, I think at our level it is to handle, right? Then reflective practice already we discussed. Any peer support network, okay? Your alumni friends, childhood friends, cousins, with whom you share a lot. Not Instagram friends, Facebook friends, face-to-face friends. You have face-to-face friends, that is more important, right? Then taking the feedback from others. Are you ready to take the feedback from your students? Okay, good. Other than students, some of your colleagues is saying like, yesterday the way you spoke is very hard with that madam. So immediately you shout at her, what will you know like the kind of a pain that I have undergone? Or you try to look back and see. Okay. Then professional strategies, that is in the college level or the organization level. Any kind of development opportunities. I think faculty development programs are something like this. Or teaching statistics. I think all the research requires some kind of statistics, and now we have Python and all these things, right? So any kind of it, you upgrading yourself with the new skill, new concept. So any such development opportunities. Then certain programs, how to manage your emotions, how to develop good interpersonal relations. Such training programs are conducted because even MNCs also like try to create those programs for the well-being of their employees. I think nowadays colleges are also taking care of those things. Supporting leadership, it could be your head, it could be your management, recognition and encouragement. So you feel like whenever you achieve something, whenever you have done something, you are acknowledged in the college, At home, hardly or yes.
Yes.
So sometimes you try to do some good dish, happily they get something no comment, you are eagerly looking at them. But when it is not turned out well, immediately they give the feedback, right? So recognition, whenever the organization that is within your department or at the management level or even at the student level, when that recognition is given, that will also help the young resilience. Participatory decision making. Are you being part of any decisions in the department? Within the department. Let us not think about the knowledge. Sometimes certain decisions, if we leave it to the people, it may not work out. So, voluntarily, like the management may impose certain decisions. But at the department level, are you part of certain decisions wherever it is possible? And then you give it the constructive feedback. So, I think some program happening, principal madam is giving you some feedback, right? So this is the constructive feedback. So wherever the management is encouraging the open communication, and it's an open communication, not whatever you think and talking, but a constructive feedback is taken from you, given the autonomy, and you have the autonomy to some extent. Then is it safe for collaborative working environment? Sure. Then normalizing the challenges, all these things. Okay. Next slide. Okay, just we can skip. Okay. Just one story. Okay, actually these stories are there, but still more or less the same. So Dr. Aisha, the chemistry professor, is semester reality. More than half of our students fail the first major exam. Suppose imagine yourself in that. Half of your class students fail the exam. Colleagues try to comfort the saying that students are lazy, you don't worry about it. But Aisha took it personally, pursuing her balance. So what is the challenge that she got? She experienced this. She battled self-doubt. Like, am I really a poor teacher? Why? 50% of them fail. Pressure from the department chair to raise her head, and even considered simplifying the course. And then she decided to reflect upon where the problem is. So, what is the resilience that she developed? Instead of giving up or lowering the standards, she revised her teaching style to include more active learning, to make them more learn practically, started weekly review sessions, and sent some anonymous surveys to get the feedback. So what is the outcome? Student performance improved significantly and evaluations praised her new approach. She learned that failure, even mass failure, could be a catalyst for growth, not a sign of incompetence. So sometimes you might be attributed to certain things, but if you can reflect upon and then take it in a challenging way, with a resilient spirit, you can definitely do this. So this is about Professor Raj, a literature professor in mid-50s, was asked to shift to online teaching overnight due to university digital reforms. We were very happy, right? If it is online session. But for a 3-year-old, it was really difficult. He struggled with technology, felt embarrassed in front of younger colleagues, feared being labeled as outdated. His first few classes online were a mess. Screens froze, files got lost, students dropped out. I think your first online classes, probably one or two mistakes might have happened like this. So what is the resilience in action? Instead of resigning early or resisting the change, he sought help from a junior colleague, took free online course on digital pedagogy, practiced taking and regained confidence, and by the end of semester, Raj's class had one of the highest student engagement rates in the department. His openness to learn transformed him to a role model of adaptability. So how we need to adapt? When something new has been given to you, you don't avoid that, but see like how best you can learn, even if it is initial failure. So Dr. Lina, this is the last story. A psychology lecturer lost her father mid-semester. She had to travel for the tutor, deal with grief, and manage a full teaching load upon the return. Her emotional health was fragile, contemplated requesting a semester break, but she also felt a strong commitment to her students and to
first believe in the power of education. So what is the resilience action? She spoke openly about her situation with students, adjusted the syllabus to include more self-guided learning, integrated a module on coping with grief and stress, made it relevant to both the subject and the situation. Students praised her authenticity because she was open that she was undergoing that emotional turmoil that even students need to cooperate with her and they learn more than just academic content. She found healing in teaching and her vulnerability built a stronger community in the classroom. Okay, so these are the situations. So we end with this. What challenges have you faced in your teaching career and how did you overcome? What is the outcome? Can anyone, teacher, narrate any of their experience throughout your career or probably the initial days of your career? Any strong situation which you felt, which caused you the stress? You felt the giving of the teaching job or you felt you became very vulnerable but you could overcome and what is the outcome? Anyone? No? Teachers have number of stories, right? Okay, please go ahead. Let's move on to the next. Yeah, this finally, these are for you to reflect upon. Actually, like for 3 hour session, I was condensing into 1 hour, 1.5 hour. Yeah. These are certain questions where you can really think, where you can improve, where you can do it better. This is like a checklist to think over. Do you believe in your ability? Do you feel supported by your colleagues? So yes or no type of an answers. Yeah. So academic resilience important for teacher success and also learner success. It is not hereditary. It can be nurtured. It can be developed. And a resilient teacher creates a resilient classroom and resilient learners. Okay. So it's who can develop the resilience? Teachers, leaders, and communities also. When I say communities, society. Next please. So resilience is not about avoiding the storm, but learning to dance in the wind. So how many of you fear the storm but still want to enjoy the rain? Okay. So it is something, it is indispensable. I think I don't know whether this YouTube will play. There is an internet here. Can you just quickly? If you can. Okay, if it is not opening, next slide, next slide. You can move on to the next slide. So now we can share the story. What was the situation? Which you felt very vulnerable, felt like giving up, but still handled, and what is the outcome? Anyone? No? So if anyone can share that, then I take it. Fine.
Thank you, ma'am. I request Madam to please come onto the stage to felicitate our resource person, Dr. Swami, for a wonderful session. Thank you, madam. I now request Ms. Suarna from the Faculty of Modern Language, to propose vote of thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Uniform Degree College, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks of today's celebration on building academic resilience. Our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Swati, our esteemed resource person, for delivering a timely and impactful session. Thank you, ma'am. The practical strategies and motivational guidance you shared have prepared us to face challenges with renewed clarity and confidence. We extend our sincere appreciation to Reverend Brother John Palarikal, our director, and our principal, Ms. J.M.K. Reddy, for their unwavering support and visionary leadership. Thank you. We also express our gratitude to all the participants, both present here and those who joined us virtually, for their patience and active engagement, particularly those online who remain committed despite technical challenges. A special thanks to the organizers and coordinators whose meticulous planning and efforts ensured the smooth and seamless execution of this event. As we conclude, let us carry forward the key message of today's session, that resilience is a skill, one that can be cultivated through self-awareness, support, and persistence. Thank you once again. Wishing you all a pleasant day.
So always attendance.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, sir. You tried very well. Thank you.